So let's take a look at a production possibilities curve, or a PPC. Sometimes you'll see this phrased as a production possibilities frontier, or PPF. It means the same thing. Uh, and I also know that this line is not curved, it's a straight line. That is for a very specific reason. Um, what you're going to notice, and this cuts across all of economics, is that whenever you have a straight line, we're still going to call it a curve, and the straight line is normally more simplified than the curved line. So, with the production possibilities curve, if you think about the words production possibilities, it is exactly what it sounds like. It is the trade offs that a country can produce, it is everything a country can produce. The classic example of this is guns and butter. You're going to see that in economics a lot. The basic idea is guns are representative of military goods, whereas butter is representative of consumer goods. So if an economy takes its entire time working on military goods, that's all the way, in this example, on the y-axis. It spends all its time making guns. So it can make 30 units of guns if all of its resources are spent making guns. If it goes the other way, a totally pacifist nation, then it spends all of its time making butter. So if it does that, you'd see it all the way on the x-axis. So it can make 30 units of butter. As you move along the curve, either down and to the right or up and to the left, you will see a trade-off as it makes different amounts of guns and butter. So if we're starting from the bottom right-hand corner at 30 units of butter, 0 units of guns, if we move one spot to the left and you make 20 units of butter, you then make 10 units of guns. If you go one more to the left, you make 10 units of butter and 20 units of guns. If you move one more up and to the left along the curve, that's when you're at 0 units of butter and 30 units of guns. You are able to see the trade-offs. You're able to see the opportunity cost for each one of those. So the opportunity cost of going from 30 units of butter and 0 units of guns to 20 units of butter and 10 units of guns is 10 units of butter. You gave up 10 units of butter to make 10 units of guns. Now you can take this, and we will most likely take it in usual questions. We'll usually get it down to 1. So to make one more unit of guns, how many units of butter are we giving up? And for that, you just do your simple division. So when it's 10 for 10, you just divide, and it's 1 for 1. Now, this is obviously a very easy example, and we're going to have a lot more practice with this, and you're going to get a lot more rules for when you divide what for what, based on if it's an input or an output. Now, obviously, this is an extremely simplified version of this. Economies obviously make way more than just 2 types of goods. But this is just intro to economics. So we're keeping it light and we're keeping it simple. So this is extremely, extremely simple. Another example of a PPC, one that's used very frequently, is Robinson Crusoe's production possibilities. Robinson Crusoe is marooned on an island. He's by himself, and he can spend all of his time fishing or all of his time gathering coconuts. If he spends all of his time fishing, he can catch 4 fish. If he spends all of his time gathering coconuts, he can gather 8 coconuts. So that is his production possibilities. To make the simple one, you just put your points on your axes and then just draw a line in between. We are going to complicate this more in our next lecture when we meet next class period. So we will get into the curved production possibilities curve, and we will get to what happens when you're being inefficient, or how to make your PPC, your economy, grow. But that's next time.